Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Barnwell citizens around South Carolina and the world. Welcome to Senior Programming with Generations Unlimited. Whether you're at the Gail Reyes Senior Center, the Blackville Senior Center, or whether you're just tuning in to learn something cool today, we got a pretty exciting day lined up. Today is going to be a little bit of a shorter program. We'll be going back to doing the cooking classes starting next week. We will not be doing one, but we will still be sharing a recipe. What we have lined up for you today, we have Tech 101 with Chris Crozier in the first hour. Chris is going to come in with his company, Mobile Mentors, and he's going to talk about taking videos on your phone. And I assume photography as well. For really all of us that use our phones all the time, I think this is going to be some pretty helpful stuff. And then we've got Leah from Clemson SNAP-Ed, who's going to come lead us with some aerobics. She's going to lead us with some yoga, and I think we're going to have a pretty cool day. So before we introduce Chris, let's give you guys a little bit of a sight into his company, and then we'll bring him right on for some Tech 101. Thank you guys for tuning in today. This is the Barnwell Senior Activities 2021, and our first team is, of course, going to be Chris and Mobile Mentors.
Everyone's been there. We've all hit a button on our phone and thought we've lost everything. We've all made a trip to the computer store to wait hours for an appointment or weeks on a repair. Just when you start to get a handle on learning your device, an update comes out and changes everything, putting you back at square one. But the thing we haven't had? Someone to help. Someone who speaks in a way that helps you understand. Someone who knows your time is precious. After working at the world's largest technology corporation for over 5 years, I realized that people weren't getting the personal attention they deserved. That's why I created Mobile Mentors. Mobile Mentors is a service-based company centered around technology that allows customers to receive training, consultations, and convenience based upon the needs of their devices. We love helping our customers and have a passion for solving their problems. Our goal is to meet you where you are and help to get you where you want to be. Your time is valuable. Spend it on things that matter. Allow us to be the friendly household name for all of your technology needs. Mobile Mentors. Technology made easy.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in today. This is Tech 101 with Mobile Mentors. We are so excited about today's show. We are looking forward to doing a little bit of everything today. Over the past few episodes, if you've missed those, be sure to check out the Facebook page. David's going to list it down below, or where you can find these resources at. But I've had a couple questions and a couple people reach out to me. And so what's been neat is I've had I did actually a training lesson with my mother on how to use her camera. And so everyone calls my mom Miss Elaine. And so this lesson today is going to be a culmination of all the things that I've kind of went through this past time with my mother. And so I like to call it miscellaneous because it's going to be a whole bunch of different things that are in there. And we're going to focus mostly on the camera. We had to figure out a way to get the camera to work on the phone, to stream, to get to here. But that's beside the point. We're going to go in and we're going to look at those different things. We're going to look at how to download applications. We're going to look at what is, when it comes to banking information or a little bit more about handling banking things on your devices. We're going to talk about notes on your device, as well as reminders. Now, I will say this. We are going to be using an iPhone today. So if you don't have an iPhone, don't fret. Most of the things that we are going to be talking about today are universal, that will go between phones. But the other thing is if you do have a different phone, or if you are unsure of how to do something, put it in the comments below. And maybe next week I'll address those exact concerns that you have. on that particular phone. Because one of the main reasons why I like to post things on this channel that deal with the iPhone is just based upon the software. The software changes very frequently throughout Android devices. So it could be different features and functions that only happen on one specific phone. So I don't want to give anybody false hope or not show them how to do a specific thing, but I'm going to be showing this on iPhone where it is universal across the board, and almost every single person. I believe the statistic is about 92% of people who are on iPhone are on the latest operating system. But what I want to get into today is the camera. Now, hanging out and speaking with my mom, we got into the fact that she is not a technology person. She doesn't really enjoy technology. But the thing is she only enjoys it when it pertains to something that she already enjoys. She's able to make the phone something that she wants because it is customized to her. The thing that she enjoys is telling me about her day, what she's been doing, how she's been doing, sending me photos of the dog or of the flowers that she's growing or what's happening in her day or whatever it may be. But the way she does that is through the camera. And so without the use of the camera or a fearful understanding of the camera, she's unable to kind of express that. So today what I want to do is I want to go into the camera as a function that we're going to use to further express ourselves to our family members. We already talked last week about our FaceTime and using the camera to video conference with our family members. But now maybe we don't want to have that long conversation. Maybe we're just playing bridge, or maybe we're hanging out with folks, or maybe we caught a fish and we want to showcase that fish off to other people. And so in doing so, we want to be able to use our camera to capture those moments and then show them to people throughout the times that we spend with them. So what we'll do today is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get David to go ahead and pull up the iPad screen for me. And so right here, I'm actually going to walk you through. So if you switch over just to the iPad, plant right over here. But I'm going to show you. Hang on, let me actually bring my microphone over here so y'all can hear me. How does this sound, David? Does that sound okay? Can you still hear me? Can you hear me now, David?
I can, but I think your iPad is muted.
How about now? Can y'all still hear me? All right, well, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to show you right over here. I'm going to open this up. David, why don't you come on into the show?
Hello. All right, I'm back.
Perfect. Can you hear me?
I can. I don't think your iPad's making any noise right now. It might be because you're on camera, though.
Okay. Now, can you hear me from my main screen?
I can.
Okay, perfect. What we've got going on over here. So now if you look at my screen, you can see on the screen there are three little buttons down at the bottom. There's a 0.5, there's a 1, and then there's a 2. So if I go back, I'm going to first take a look at all of those three different things and see that those are three different levels of zooming. I have the ability to zoom in and zoom out based off of these three sections. Now, if I want to, I can take my finger and I'm going to come show this on the screen. You come look at me.
All right.
You can see, I'm going to flip this around. So if we take our fingers and we actually pinch like this, you'll actually be able to zoom in. So I can zoom in on a specific thing. So I can zoom in here. I can zoom out.
See, I remember those old cameras that if I zoomed in even anything, you couldn't tell what anything is. Now we're sitting here on a phone and you can zoom in all the way.
Right. So if I go, I can even see the numbers changing down at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, it's got that. It's on that right side. It's got that little X to the side of it, right?
Exactly. Now, the other thing I want to bring to notice is the ability that I have with my categories down at the bottom. So if I go back now, I'm gonna cut back to the main screen really quickly, and it's just gonna be me.
All right.
So now, when we're using the camera, we can notice that on our screen, we've got a multitude of different categories. Now, when we see those, we've got time lapse, slow-mo, video, photo, portrait, and pano. Now, those are all very important based on what you're shooting. So if we decide to change our mind on what we're doing, so let's just go back to the basic first before we decide to do anything crazy. Now, David, you have an iPhone, correct?
That's right.
Wonderful. Could you do me a favor? When you go to the camera application, can you actually just push and hold just a little bit harder right on this one spot?
All right. Here we go. All right.
You should see something that pops up like this.
There it is. There it is.
Beautiful. Now, what that is called is something called 3D touch. Now, 3D touch gives you the ability to take a selfie, record a video, take a portrait selfie, or I can do other things when it comes to editing my home screen. But I have the ability to have a quick access to go ahead and take photos. Now, beside all that, we want to get into taking photos. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tap directly on camera and we're going to take a photo. But what happens oftentimes is we take a photo like this. We shake our hands. We do this number. And we try to take a photo and then we're using this finger to push here. And our finger pushing down on it isn't really working. So if we focus just back on this one camera, we're going to go back and I'm going to show you, we want things to be a little bit different. Instead of taking our photo with just our hands like this, and we're taking a photo where we're pointing it like this, what we're going to do is we're actually going to cup our hand down at the bottom and we're going to grab it like this. And then what we'll do is we'll use our thumb to take the photo.
Who taught you this?
Huh?
Who taught you this? That's like something you learn from an expert.
Well, David, I am an expert. I am an expert photographer. Look at the composition of this photo. Now, if you'll notice, there is something different that's happening on my screen that's not happening on a lot of y'all's screens. If you notice, there is a grid that is on the screen. So now you can see that I can go, oh, I want this to be level or this to be lined up. So I'm going to line this up here and take my photo. Now, I'm taking the photo with my thumb as I'm holding my hand here to keep my hand steady. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is when you're taking photos, let's say we want to take a landscape photo. So we want to turn it this way, right? If we're doing that, now we can grab the same way with our hands here and tap on the button. But the other thing that we can do is, let's say that other thing that we can do is we can actually take our hand just like an old school camera and we can push the volume up button. And when we push the volume up button, it actually takes a photo for us as well. So now we have two different ways to take photos. Now, sometimes when I'm taking a photo like this, I'll actually just grab here and push the volume up button because it leads my hand to shake less. And so now I'm able to have that photo that I want without the drives on the back of the camera working harder to stabilize my photo. Now, what if we want to take a picture of ourselves, or as the millennials call it, a selfie? So the way that we could do that is we could turn the camera this way, and it makes it a lot harder. Or there's a button on the bottom right-hand corner of our screen that will flip the camera around. Man, I actually look pretty good today. But what's neat about this is I can choose to go in or out and zoom in or out based upon the little thing that we see on the bottom middle portion of the screen. Now, depending on the phone you have, it may be different. Now, one of the things that I always recommend to people is maybe getting a tripod or getting a stand, because let's say that we want to take a family photo. Now, we all have that person that likes to blink in their photos. We all have that person who likes to move, who likes to do something to get out of the way of our photo. But what we could do is we can take our finger and we can put it right on the home button and we can slide it over to the left or to the right. And when we do, it will start a video and give us the ability to record that. Now, you ask Christopher, a video is not the same as a photo. And I agree with you. It's not. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but how many words is a video? Now, before we get into that, I want to show you.
That's deep.
What's interesting. Thanks, David. I want to show you what's interesting about a video. So now, if we scroll with our finger over to video down at the bottom portion, we see that our button now turned red. So if I tap back up on photo, we see the button go back to white. And now I'm going to tap back on video just to get us back where we were. And so now I can see my whole screen, everything like that. And I'm going to start a video. The way I do that is I just push the red button, just like in any other video camera. Now, while I'm recording, I have the ability to zoom in just like I did before, right? Now, what's also neat, man, it's even got my fingers in here. So let me zoom back in. So even in this instance, what's great is while I'm recording this, what also do we see? In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a white button. That looks exactly like our photo button. So if while I'm recording, I can push this white button, and as I'm pushing the button, I am now taking photos during the video. So now am I not only taking a video, but I'm also able to get a still shot from the video. So now in order to stop, I'm going to hit the red square to stop the video. And I can go back and look at it, and we're going to do that in a second, but we're going to go through these categories first. So in this instance, I want to go in and I want to go back to photo. And I'm going to show you something also that's pretty neat. Now, in the top right-hand corner is a little button that says live. Let me see if I can angle this screen to have it on here.
Oh, that's what we're doing. We're live.
We are live. So now, if we look on the screen, there's a button in the top right-hand corner, which you can now see.
Oh, there we go.
It says live. Now, when we click live, what I could do is I could, let's see, I could highlight this plant, and then right after I take it, I'm going to move it over here. So when I go back to look at my photo, I can push on it, and I can see that how I moved my camera even afterwards. It makes
can you hear if like somebody's talking during a live photo? Can you hear a live photo as well?
I do not believe so. So most of it is just as a quick muted video that is combined into more of like a GIF or a GIF, like a graphics interface format type style, to give you the ability. Now, a lot of people really like to take these and make wallpapers out of them. So they'll take their kids laughing or smiling or pushing someone on a swing, and they'll use them as their wallpaper because you can push and hold down and it will activate and create motion. And we can look at that and what that looks like in just a moment. But next I want to show you is a portrait. So if you have a phone past the iPhone 7, I believe, there's a portrait mode. Now, unless I do a selfie portrait mode, which is here, I'm going to go back to photo and show you what a regular photo looks like. My hair's sticking up. Guys, I've been on this thing the entire time. You didn't tell me my hair was sticking up. Come on. But
you were so happy about how you looked earlier. I didn't want to say anything.
I appreciate that. So now this is what a regular photo looks like. We can look at the background. We can see the different things that are happening here and there. But what we can also do is if we switch over to portrait mode, now we can see that things are a little bit blurrier, that my shirt is more pronounced. You're able to see me better than if you would. So I'm going to take a portrait selfie. There's me. And then I'm going to go back to a regular selfie. And so if we look at these two, this is the regular photo. This is the portrait photo.
Oh, you're popping. You pop in the portrait.
Go here, zoom in. We can see this is what I look like regular. And then I seem to kind of come out of the picture in more of a portrait mode, which is what the effect is that you want to give off.
You look happier.
I am happier when I'm in a portrait. Now, the next thing I want to show you is a panoramic. Now, I'm probably going to be muted or you probably won't be able to hear me as well. I'm going to go out to my balcony and I'm going to do a panoramic photo. What that means is while I'm doing this panoramic, I will have the ability to take a 275-degree photo. So it is going to go over the landscape that is over North Augusta. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at that and make sure it looks as beautiful as possible. And if you notice, there will be on the screen, there will be a section that gives me the ability to have an arrow that's pointed right there in the middle, and it's directing me, hey, you want to keep your phone straight. Hey, we want to go a little bit slower, or hey, you're going up too high or too low, because we want it to be even. That's all across the board. So what we'll do is I'm going to go to the balcony and I'm going to show you how I take this photo.
I'm going to take this moment to say that Chris is taking this picture right now from North Augusta, South Carolina. So this view is not too far away from Barnwell. It's probably a 30-minute drive, maybe a little bit longer. That's the Savannah River. You know, Chris, if anything, I think you're really selling us on your apartment right now.
Well, yeah, that also means don't come harass me. Don't come to my house. I care about everyone that's here, and I hope y'all have the best days, but don't come see me at home. Now what we're going to do is, if we look at the bottom left-hand corner, this is neat. A lot of people, what they do is they will say, oh, this is the only way to check my photos, which that is not true. The bottom left-hand corner gives you the ability to look at your most recent photos that you've taken. So since I just have taken a panoramic photo, I'm going to tap on the picture that I see in the bottom left-hand corner.
Let me take this banner down so people can see it.
All right.
Ah, never mind. Your name's too long.
So now I can go here, and when I turn my phone sideways, I can see the entire 270 degrees of my apartment right there. I think it looks pretty good.
Your neighbors need to get their gutters cleaned.
I know that's right. They definitely do. But so we've gone through portrait, we've gone through photo, we've gone through video. We've learned how to zoom in and out. We know what a live photo is. Now, the next thing I want to show you is we've got flash in our top left-hand corner that we can see here. Tap there. We can see that flash is turned on. And the way that we know that flash is turned on is that there is a lightning bolt that is in the left-hand corner. Then what I also enjoy is there's this button at the very top that's an arrow that points up. So if we tap on that, we can look at a whole wide variety of different things that are out there, whether it's timers, the ratio of the photos. But the one I like the most, that I think David likes the most, is the filters. So
yes.
On the button on the far right-hand side, there's 3 circles that are all conjoined. What's that called, David?
An ellipses. Right? An ellipsis?
No, I thought an ellipsis was the 3 dots. There was like
you're talking about this little nuclear sign on your bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah,
I have no idea what that's called, but it looks like a nuclear symbol.
Yeah, it does look like a nuclear symbol.
Just press the nuclear symbol.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to go with.
Unless it's not on your phone, then don't press it, because we don't know what that means.
So if we look on the screen here, we can see that we have a wide variety of different filters. So this is what we're looking at normally, right? And if on our screen we see that above it says original, if we tap on it, we can see that it says now vivid, and we can slowly see different things happening based upon how we want it to look.
Now, Chris, I have a question.
Okay.
With these filters, I feel like sometimes when you're taking a picture, you don't really know what you're going to get until you kind of like have your picture. Can you put a filter on a picture afterwards and then compare it to the original?
You most certainly can, David. That's a great question. So now I've just taken 2 photos. If I want to go back and look at them, I can do so 2 ways. I can tap on the bottom left-hand corner and I can see my 2 photos here. This is the original regular photo. If I swipe to the left, this is one with the filter on it.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the question that David had posed. Can I go back later and say, you know what, I really like the one with the filter on it? So what I'm going to do is if I go to the top row and I find this icon that says photos, I can tap on it and it will pull those up. And so if I look, this is where we're going to dive in and we're going to stay for probably the next 10, 15 minutes is in our photos. So if you have the Photos app, let's go ahead and open that up and we're going to go through those different things. So we've gone through the camera, we've looked at a wide variety of different things, but open the Photos app and we're going to go through this. Now, first thing is we can look down at the bottom and there's a section that says library. There's a section that says for you. There's a section that says albums. And then there's a section that says search. Now, what I want to do is I want to answer David's questions first, and then we'll jump in to the rest of the dissection of the photo app.
Well, I appreciate that. And my question one more time for anybody new is, how can these filters that you're talking about, can I put them on a picture I've already taken?
Exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right on where it says recents on that top left-hand box.
Okay.
And then I'm going to click on the photo that I see that did not have the filter. So what I do is now I can go up to the very top right-hand corner. And there's a button that says edit. When I hit edit, we see those 3 semicircles below. Now you can't see them because there's a banner, but they're there. I promise. There it is.
There we go.
Boom. Innovation. So if we just tap on the 3 circles, we now can see all of our same filters that we had from before. But let's say that, you know what, I feel like those magazines just kind of don't make it look as good. So in the bottom right, there's a symbol that kind of looks similar to this.
Like a square.
I feel like I'm doing a gang sign, which I'm not. I just want you to know that. But it looks like a square with a few extra pieces on it with rotating symbols. So we're going to tap on that. And this will give me the ability to crop it. So I can then grab the corner with my finger and just pick up and move it where I want to. So now,
if you've got some pictures with somebody that you just don't love as much as you used to, the crop tool, fantastic.
Exactly. And if you want more apps to help take out people that you don't like, I can help you out with those too. But now, the edit button allows us to do a lot of different things. We've got auto enhance, we've got exposure, brilliance, highlights, shadows, contrast, brightness, black point, saturation, vibrance, a lot of stuff. Now, most of the time, those are things that you don't want to mess with. You have full free range. And if you end up changing your photo to something you really like, you can hit done in the bottom right and it'll save it that way. So let's just mess it up real quick, just for fun. So if we go over, I'm going to turn up the highlights. I'm going to turn all the way up the shadows, turn up the contrast.
This is starting to be a fancy picture.
Turn down the brightness.
Oh my goodness. This looks like a scene in a horror movie now.
Bingo.
Yeah, the red. Yes.
So you can see that
Ooh.
you can do a whole lot to this photo. And if I tap on the screen, I can see the original. And it goes back to the other one. Which
I
one
didn't
do I
even
like?
know that.
Let's say that I like this version. I don't know why, but let's say that you do like this version. You can hit the done button in the bottom right. And we see that it's saving our photo. So now I have this hideous
Chris, I gotta
monstrosity.
say, I'm gonna send you some pictures to edit because I love that. I would print that out and frame that.
There you go. We'll make that some album artwork for you. But if we go in and we actually just got a message from my friend David to send him this photo, and I'm going to do that in a moment. I just don't want to put his number up on the screen for everyone to see and text him. So we will do that momentarily. But now, if we see that we have this photo here, we're going to hit edit. And now, instead of seeing a done button, we see a button that says revert. And so revert is going to take us back to the original before we did any editing to it. So I can hit this button and I'm going to say revert to original. And now we're back to a safe, clean version. But we see it even went back to the original before I cropped it. We can still see the magazines that are still in there. So be sure to edit it however you wish, and it's going to work out great for you. And one more thing before we dive too far in, I want you to know how to share your photo. How do you share it? So now if we look at the bottom of our screen, let's see, there is a button bottom right corner that says share, and it's a square with an arrow coming out of it. And so based on where we're at, with the airplane of the screen, it does not allow me to pull that up on my screen, which is probably a good thing so you guys don't see all the people that I've been texting. But what I will do is I am now going to go into our messages to show you another way that you can do it. That way you can see how we do it. So first I'm going to tap on messages in the bottom left-hand corner. And what I can do is I can see that I have all these different text messages from people, but in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click on the button that has a square that looks like a pencil's writing on it, and that's a compose button. So when I do that, I can then write to whoever I want to. So I can then type in their phone number. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in my old phone number at my old parents' house, their landline. So if you call this number, you won't reach me or anybody else. Just want to let you know. But this is the number that you type in any number that you want to or who you're texting, and usually names will pop up with different phone numbers. But then we'll get down to our message. And so when we tap on the message button, we can see that there are the ability for a keyboard. Now, if we look right above the keyboard, there is that same icon that looks like our photos icon. If we tap on that, we can see all the different photos that we've recently taken. We can also see there's a little video camera next to all the videos that we've done. So let's say that I want to send this selfie of myself. I can click on it. Excuse me. And then when I click on it, it then even gives me the ability to, right underneath the photo, to add a comment or send. And I can just say, handsome devil, don't you agree? Question mark. So, and then by pressing the green button, I have the ability to send it off to anybody that I'd like. Same way with email. It gives you that same ability just to send it off right there. We can do that here. I'll take you over to email.
Man, you have a well-decorated phone screen.
Thank you. So if I send a new email, I'm going to send it from my business account, and we'll go in and we can actually create a subject, and we can see right when we're clicking on the body, it gives us the ability to click on this here photo icon. So for all those who didn't see it, one more time, we have the ability right up here with this gray bar. It can give us the ability to change our font, add a picture, take a current picture, add a document, scan a document, or even mark up something. So in case I need to sign something, I have that ability right there.
Are you telling me that we don't need fax machines anymore?
That is exactly what I'm saying. If you have a fax machine, you call me, because I'm sure that we need to help update your technology. 100%. So we'll go ahead and tap on the photo. I can click here to the photo that I want. It automatically gets inserted into the email, and then I can just tap on to and who I want to send it to, and Bob's your uncle, right there. It's in there. You have the ability to send it off. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to close out of that. Now, let's get back to our camera. But instead of we're clicking on camera, we're going to click back on that Photos application that we talked about. So this is the main screen that we'll see. But also, there's a thing called Faces. Have you ever wanted to find a certain picture of someone and you just thought, man, I wonder where all these people are?
And you're just scrolling for hours.
So you can actually scroll down, and there's a section that says People. So we can click on People, and it will actually find someone in there. So I can.
How does it do that, Chris? That's crazy.
It's something that's built in. This is one of my friends, Chris Snapholes.
Man, he has lost some weight since that picture.
He has. So this was me, him, and his lovely bride, and this was taken in 2012.
Whew.
But then I can go in and I can see all of these different people based on photos that I had already taken, and it automatically finds them for you. So it's pretty neat. This is my friend Cameron.
Here's all a lot of friends.
It's a good beard right there.
Oh my goodness. I've never seen him with that beard. I honestly am upset about that.
Yeah. But Faces is very cool. I think you should check it out. Now, also what's really neat is there's this thing called Places right next to it. So if we click on that, we can see where I've taken all these different pictures, where I've been, how many photos I've taken, where they've been taken at. One time a lady fell asleep next to me on a plane, and I took this photo with her. So yeah, that's what that picture was about. Also, you used to work at the Daytona International Speedway, and that's where some of these photos in Florida were taken. But so it gives me the ability to see where I've taken my photos. Now, even if we're not inside of the application whatsoever, the other good news is I have the ability to find my photos by my voice. So the way I can do that is I can ask Siri. I can say, show me photos from Denver, Colorado. And immediately it pulls up. Now, this is actually a pretty cool story. I went first time with my buddy Zach, second time with my buddy Cameron and Andrew. And then we went to this place called the Denver Biscuit Company. It was the second time we were there. And they each got us a cinnamon roll that was the size of our hand.
Holy cow.
And I'm a big guy. I've got a big hand. So it's a pretty substantial cinnamon roll and that's bacon on it. But that's beside the point. I have the ability to just type in, if we look at the top of our screen, see where it says Denver, it will then find those photos just by my voice. Now, if we look down at the bottom, we now see that the category has switched from albums to search.
So, Chris, how specific is this? Like, if somebody was taking pictures at like the Gail Reyes Senior Center, like, would they be able to see that they took their pictures at that senior center?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Now, the answer to that is if when you set up your phone, there is a setting that says, would you like the camera to know your location? If you said yes.
And this is the reason for that.
Correct. So it can go into as close or as distant as you want it to be. So I can look for Greenville. I can look for a year ago. I can look for whatever. So if you're like, hey, I wonder what I did a year ago today.
Oh, that's a dangerous thing to click.
It is. I don't think I can do it today on this live virtual event. So I'm not going to. So now, what's also neat is this is a thing that a lot of my clients really enjoy, and it's called the For You section. Now, the For You section actually curates photos and videos for you based on certain things that they have found in your photos. So if I click on For You, I can look at the time I went to a YPA anniversary party and they titled it A Big Day. This is not the girl that I'm currently dating. Why that photo is on my phone, I have no clue. This is when I went to hike part of the Appalachian Trail. It just comes up with a lot of different things on here. So if I go over, there's one called Four-Legged Friends. So if I click on it, it will show me all the four-legged friends and the videos and different things that I have right there with all my four-legged friends.
So these are all pictures on your phone.
Correct. Now, also, if we notice, by clicking on Four-Legged Friends, there is a button on the bottom right-hand corner of that top part, and it looks like a play button. So if I hit play, watch what happens.
Oh, man. It's like a Facebook memory.
Exactly. So now, even if I pause it right here on my screen, it actually gives me the ability to change it to uplifting, epic, club, extreme. I have the ability to change it however I want to. And I can say, do I want to make it short or do I want to make it medium or do I want to make it long? So I'm going to say medium and I want it to be epic. It doesn't want to let me do epic. Let's do chill or gentle. So based on what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, what I want the video to look like, it will make a video slideshow based on things that I already like, things that I already have in my phone.
The location thing, that's a setting. Is this a setting as well, or is this going to automatically happen?
This is built into your phone underneath your For You section that is at the bottom of your phone. So I would encourage you to go through and look at different things that you have. Whether it be, so I've got like Augusta, I've got fall. That's a great photo of James, if you know James. Different folks. Recent highlights on this day. I was actually doing a photo shoot for the Augusta Christian. This is when I caught this big fish. So all these different photos are me fishing. So Pretty crazy. But you're
So like
able
the real application of this for especially like seniors is like, so this could potentially sort like grandchildren photos and like family photos and stuff like that.
not only that, but imagine trips to the beach or vacation photos or whatever. And now, instead of you having to learn everything that you wanted to about this vacation, now you're able to take this slideshow and then you're able to click right on it, hit play, and it still gives you the ability to hit the share button at the bottom and share it out to people. And so now you have that ability. Say what?
So you can send these to people.
You can send them right to folks and say, hey, here's a slideshow from our vacation trip. This is from our Viking cruise. This is from whatever we have gone on and done. This is from the Disney cruise or the trip to Disney that we had. And here's all the photos from it. And you're able to change the music. You're able to change the length. And it automatically does the transitions and slides for you automatically. So now, the last section that we see on here is called library. Now, library gives you the ability to look at all of your photos, not just the recents, your days, your months, or your years. And we can see that based on the bottom left-hand corner. So we've got all of these different photos over the years. So this is 2012.
They get crazier as you go back.
That's correct. So I'm able to go in and I can even, so as I clicked on the year, I was able to see that it went into months. So now I can say, oh, I know I took this photo in 2012. And so I can go through January, February, March, and then see if it was around that time. So here's when I went to a wedding in 2012, which I can't believe it's been that long. This is me and my friend Britta. And if you know Britta, she's a great girl. She's actually a doctor in emergency medicine now. So she's a big deal. But this is my friend Paul. We're about 6'6", and this was the bathroom for us. But it just depends. You can find now photos based upon the time frames that you're looking for. So for me, I break down things by album. So I have like a favorites album. So now let me show you how to do that. So if I click on this photo and I really enjoy this photo, when you click on that photo, there is a button that's on the very bottom that you'll see that is shaped like a heart. So when I click that button and it fills in the heart, that photo will now see on the bottom left here, we see that heart symbol there. But now if we look at this album called Favorites, that photo is now right there. Got this picture of my lovely girlfriend. So we took this photo for Christmas and yeah. And so now I marked it as a favorite because I said, hey, I've edited it the way I wanted it to. I've done everything like that. I now can pull from this to post or to do whatever I want to. I don't have to search for that one good photo that we took out of the 15 or 20. So, yeah, I would say check out those different things. Also, any other questions that we have when it comes to the camera or anything that you are curious about. Now, if you are more of an avid or an advanced user, I do have a few other apps that I'd recommend, such as Snapseed, which is up here at the top, right next to the camera app. Lightroom, which is pretty cool, as well as Afterlight, Visco, Moment, and Retro. Now, Moment does cost money, but it does give you the ability to go in and you can change the saturation. You can change whether it's a raw footage file. You can change the white balance, the ISO, the everything. You can.
That sounds like a whole extra class.
Oh, 100%. You can add presets to it. You can do all of the above. It is a very advanced device. Also, my case has a cinema lens quality attachment that will go on it to further add to the app, but that's neither here nor there. But Does anyone have any questions? Do we get any questions from any of the other places?
No questions.
I would love to revisit anything that you guys had questions on, or talk about things that you guys find important or deem worthy to learn while in this Tech 101.
Well, no questions. I've kind of been harassing you the whole time with my questions, so I appreciate you putting up with that.
No problem.
So Chris, thank you for stopping by today. Chris from North Augusta, South Carolina, not too far away from us in Barnwell. Do you know what we're going to be doing next week?
Next week, I did think that we were going to go through notes, as well as word processing. Okay. I know that writing a lot of letters, a lot of my clients like to do recipes, print out different things. It came to my recent knowledge that this generation that we're in currently, that I'm in, will be the last generation that has printed photos. So if you're looking for something that does photos, there's an app called Chatbooks that I would highly recommend. That's Chatbooks with 2 T's. They're fantastic. I'd highly recommend it. But also, yeah, we're going to be going through like word processing. We're going to go through Microsoft Word, as well as Apple's version, which is called Pages. We'll even look at Google Docs, and we'll go through a whole list of other things. But that could change based on who comments and what is out there and what they want to see. But it was great spending time today with you folks, and I look forward to seeing you shortly.
Chris, thanks for being here, man. If you guys would like to meet Chris, do any kind of lessons with Chris, meet his team at mobilementors.co, because he is a man of the future. So he doesn't need the com, he just has the co.
That is correct.
Chris, thank you so much for being here, man. We'll see you next week.
Sounds great, David. Talk to you soon.
All right. Well, thank you to Chris with Mobile Mentors. I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. I love these because they're supposed to be lessons for you guys, but I kind of sit here and get some free education on my side as well. So coming up next, we're going to have SNAP-Ed. We're going to have Clemson SNAP-Ed. We're going to have Leah doing potentially some aerobics, maybe a little bit of yoga. It's going to be really exciting and also very relaxing. So we'll be right back. I'm going to play you guys a little bit of music. We'll be back after the break.
This is Coach with a song called Glory. Every time I call you mine, a lump starts to form in the throat of mine. And where the world used to seem obscene, the film has faded from my eyes, and I can't help but recognize the earth is like a dream. This mind keeps making me. Never knew a love like this could cut like acid through the mist of all the obstacles that I built. And this line I drew through sacredness and profane space has been erased. With every word you speak, a host of angels sing. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. You are mine, so I'm just buying time. story that you helped me tell is one of heaven, one of hell. Bad is not erased, just put back in its place. And I can feel my lungs grow strong as I learn to sing along, the plot line spiraling, and at its core I see glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. You are mine, so I'm just buying time. Singing glory, glory, singing glory, glory, singing glory, glory. You are mine, so I'm just buying time. I'm just buying time.
All right, and that was a local Augusta, Georgia band that I was just buying a little bit of time myself by playing. But I'm super happy to announce that we have Leah with Clemson SNAP-Ed. Leah, how are you doing today?
I'm great, David. How about you?
I'm super excited to see you. And last week we didn't have you, so this week we get only you, and I'm super excited about this.
Very excited, David. It's good to be here. Good afternoon, everyone.
Right.
So ready to get started.
All right. Well, I'll take your hint there. I'll take myself right out of here, and you have a wonderful class. And if you need anything, you know I'll be right behind the boards.
Thanks, David. Really appreciate it. Well, good morning, everyone. So we're going to be doing chair yoga today. First off, let me introduce myself. My name is Leah Price. I am a health educator with Clemson SNAP-Ed, and we're going to be doing some chair exercises today. So if you've been tuning in with us for the past few weeks, it's going to be similar layout, and we're going to do pretty much everything the same way we've been doing it. First off, we're going to start with this neutral spine exercise. And if I can have everyone to sit up straight in their chairs, don't pull your shoulders back, make sure they're just pretty even. You're gonna put your hands on your hips. You can sit with your legs narrow, or you can do shoulder length, whichever one feels most comfortable for you. So first off, we're going to make sure our posture is right, okay? So the first thing is we're gonna make sure we're not leaning too far back, and we're not leaning too far forward, okay? We want to be right in the middle, okay? So while you have that, we're gonna go on and get started. So hands on your hips right here, and we're going to move just back and forward, okay? We're gonna find the middle position, so not too far forward and not too far back to where you're leaning. You're not hunching forward, you're not leaning forward. You're making sure your head is in line with everything else. Don't bring it down too far. Don't bring it too far up. So just make sure everything's level. Okay, we're gonna find the middle part to everything. So first off, we're gonna roll back and forth. Okay, find exactly where that middle point is. It could be different for everyone, okay? So next we are going to do just going to lean forward just a little bit. And then we're going to bring it right back. Make sure you don't let your shoulders just drop. Okay? So once we get that started, we are going to move back and forth slowly. Okay? You'll be able to feel it in your stomach and you'll be able to feel it in your back. But find that middle place right here. Okay? And while you're doing it, don't forget to breathe. Okay? So always in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay? So we are going to start doing that. We're going to move back and forth. Okay? Back and forth. Find that middle position, and now we're going to start incorporating that deep breathing. So we're going to do in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Okay? So we're going to do that 5 times. Okay? In through your nose, out through your mouth. We're going to breathe in for 5 seconds, and we're going to breathe out for 5 seconds. Okay? So let's give this a practice run. So okay, so that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it 4 more times, okay? Make sure your shoulders are not slouching down. You're not leaning too forward. You're not leaning too far back, okay? So we're going to do this for 5 on each count, so. Okay. 3 more times, guys. You're doing great. One more time, guys. Doing great. Great job, guys. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our diaphragm breathing, okay? We're going to draw in a deep breath to fill up your diaphragm, which is right here, okay? We're going to hold it, and then we're going to let it go, okay? So it will be similar to what we did with in through your nose, out through your mouth, but you're going to try to use that diaphragm, okay? So we're going to do this 5 times, okay? Hold it. We're going to do that 4 more times, okay? And you're going to feel it right here in your stomach, okay? So we're going to do that 3 more times. Hold it. Great job, guys. Now we're going to get into our 3-part breathing, okay? So it's going to be similar to our beginning, to our first breath. We're going to breathe in for 5, exhale for 6, okay? We're going to do this each time. So this first time will be deep breath in for 5, exhale for 6, and every time we move down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, the exhale will be 1 second longer, okay? So let's get started with 5. Okay. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys. So now that we have done 5, we're going to go down to 4 and we will do 5 exhale. Okay. Okay. So always remember 4 inhale, 7 exhale. Okay. So we're going to do okay. We're going to go down to 3 and then we'll make 8. Okay. So hold it. So we're going to do 8. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to breathe in for 2, out for 9. The point of this is to make sure you can control your breathing and to relax your body until we get into our chair yoga. Okay. So we're breathing in for 2, out for 9. Okay. So okay. Now we're going to take one deep breath in and exhale for 10 seconds. You're doing great, guys. Last one. So good job, guys. So we should feel nice and relaxed. Always remember, keep that posture the same, okay? Not too far forward and not too far back. So we're going to do the chair exercises, and this time we're going to be sitting down for these, okay? So we're going to do the chairs only for today. We're not going to do them standing. But if you feel like you can do them standing, please do. It's all based on what you are comfortable with. So we are going to do mountain pose. Okay, so put your hands on your hips right here, okay? And you're gonna make sure you're not leaning your head all the way down. So you're not gonna do that. You're going to keep your head up while you're still looking at the screen, okay? So it'll look something like this. Let me scoot back so then y'all make sure y'all can see me, okay? So we're gonna lean down. Your head should be up. And you're gonna come back up. Okay, so we're going to do that 10 times. 10. Okay, and take it at your own pace. Okay, so down and back up. Okay, down, up. Remember to keep that head up. That was 2, down, back up. 3, down, back up, down, back up. It's 5, down, up, 6, down, back up. That's 7, down, back up. That's 8, down, and back up. That's 9, down one more time, and back up. Okay, guys. So the next pose that we are going to do is called sun salutation. Okay. So one thing I want you to do, if you feel comfortable, we're going to stay seated, but to give yourself a little bit of room on the side, on your arms. Okay. So move your arms to the side, right? Like you're just hanging down, letting them hang off the chair. You're not having them folded. They're not anywhere close to your torso. They are parallel to it, okay? So the one thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take this slow. You're gonna come up slowly. You're gonna bring your hands together. You're gonna bring them down to the middle. Then you're going to open them up like a T, okay? You're gonna bring them down, okay? So we're gonna do that 5 times, okay? So let's get started. Gonna go up, meet your hands in the middle, bring them down, open them up like a T, and bring it down. Okay, so that was 1. We're gonna go up, in the middle, down, out, and down. Okay, so we're going to do that. That's 2. Up, meet your hands in the middle, bring them down, open it out, and down. That's 3. Up, meet your hands in the middle, bring them down, open them up. That's 4. Bring it up 1 more time. Meet your hands in the middle. Bring them down. Open it out. And down. Great job, everyone. Great job. So the next thing we are going to do is the seated spinal twist. Okay? So if you haven't seen this before, and if you have, bear with me because we are going to make sure everyone is doing this correctly. You don't want to turn your whole body. You want to turn your torso. Okay, but we're going to make sure we have it straight. We have it in correct posture. Okay, so we are going to do, you are going to leave your legs right where they are, facing forward. Okay. And we are going to turn. If you are in a chair that has some kind of chair backing on it, use that because you are going to turn. Brace your hand. So this is the left side of my chair and my right hand. Okay. I'm going to turn and I'm going to put my arm straight out like it's facing behind me. Okay. And we're going to hold that for 5 seconds. Okay? And we're going to do the same. What we do on one side, we're going to do on the other. So you can start on whichever side you please, but always make sure to do the opposite after we switch. Okay? So it's going to look like this. Right hand over the chair, right here. Okay? And we're going to hold that for 5 seconds. Okay, and we're going to do that 5 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All righty. So we're going to do that 5 times, and we are going to switch back and forth. So the same motion, different side. Okay, so if you went to your left, you're now going to go to your right. But that means you're going to bring your right hand back and your left hand is going to stay right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to do that. We already did 1 on each side. So we're going to do a total of 10, 5 on each side. Okay, so whichever one, keep going back and forth. So this will be the second one, and we're going to go to our left. Okay. Or hold this. Bring your arm back. And we're going to count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing, moving to our right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Going to keep going back. You can take this at your own pace. Do not try to move any faster than you feel like you are comfortable with. Okay. I'm going to go back on this side. This will make 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Facing back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, almost done, guys. You're doing great. You're doing great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, guys, 2 more on each side. 2 more on each side. And we will be done with this exercise. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, guys, last one. You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job, guys. That will help in your posture and help you stretch as long as you are seated or whatever modification you feel like is best. Now we are going to go into the seated half moon twist. Okay. So we are going to put both of our hands, make sure your palms are facing the ground. Your palms are face down. Okay, you're going to cross your arms like in a T. Okay, but what we are going to do is we're going to turn one hand just like this, palm side up. We're going to turn it, keep the other one palm side down. In the hand that you choose, we are going to make sure we are leaning over. Okay, that's all you're going to do. But the one thing is, you don't want to lean down like you're going down in an airplane. You want to stay level. Just move over. Okay? We're going to do that 5 to each side. Okay? And take it at your own pace. So we've already done 1, 2. I did 1 to my left. We are going to go back and forth. And I'm going to turn my right hand palm side up. We're going to lean over. And we're going to come back. Okay? Do the same thing with the hand that you just alternated from. I'm going to lean over. And we're going to come back. I'm going to lean over. I'm going to lean over and come back. So that makes 7. So that makes 6, excuse me. We're going to lean over and come back. We're going to lean over and come back. We're going to lean over, come back. One more on each side, guys. You're doing great. Going to lean over, come back. One more, over and back, over and back. Good job, guys. If you're feeling it in your shoulders and in your arms, that means you're doing a good job. But remember to make sure you are not overextending yourself. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is stretch those calves. So we're going to do 15 seconds on each leg. Okay, so you're going to keep one leg at a right angle. You can decide which one you want to do first, your right or your left. You are going to put your foot, the calf that you are stretching, you're going to put the heel on the ground, the ball of your toe, and majority of your foot will be up. Okay, and it will be like it's facing towards your face. It's curling towards your face and your body. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. I'll start us off and I'll count. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Great job, everyone. Great job. So we're going to do that in the next leg, whether it's your right or your left. Just make sure you're changing it. Okay? You should feel the stretch in your calf, which is at the back and it attaches to your Achilles tendon and at the back, lower part of your leg. Okay? We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Great job, everyone. So the next thing what we are going to do, we're going to do some exercises that do require you to get up and move around. So if you have a little bit of space, we are going to do them. All righty? So we're going to do marching in place and jabbing. So we're going to do the exercise of opposite arm, opposite leg. So this is my right arm, and I'm using my left leg. So every time I'm marching, everyone knows, try to keep your knees high. If you are standing, that is fine. But if you were seated, that is okay too, because I'm going to do the seated version today. Okay? So you're going to jab, but you're going to march at the same time. Okay? So it's going to look like this. Okay? We're going to do that for 10. We're going to do that for 10 reps, okay? All right, guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job, guys. So this will get your heart rate up. So if you feel yourself starting to get a little bit warm, starting to possibly sweat, and to get your cardiovascular exercise, your skin will start to turn just a little bit warm. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do side to side reach and tap. So this is a modified version of a jumping jack. If you are sitting down, that is fine, but if you are standing up, that is fine too. So one thing that we're going to do is you're going to move your arms to your side and you're going to extend your leg in front of you. Okay? So it will look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to do 10 of those. Okay? Whenever you're ready, you can start. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, everyone. Good job. Now we're going to get into our modified jumping jack. Okay, so everyone is familiar with how your arms go on a jumping jack. You're going to do this, but you are going to do the same thing with your legs that you did with the side to side reach and tap. You're going to bring them out in front of you. Okay, so we're going to do this for 15. Okay, everyone ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good job, everyone. You should be feeling it here in your arms, your upper shoulders, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to balance on one leg. We're going to do that for 10 seconds. If you are standing up, if you feel like you need something to hold on to, that's perfectly fine. You can do it on the back of a chair. Or if you are sitting, we are going to hold our leg up for 10 seconds. We're going to do this on each leg. Okay? So you're just going to hold it up. You don't have to bring it all the way up. You can just slightly pull it higher than the ground. Okay? So we're going to do this for 10 seconds on each leg. Okay. So we're going to hold this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to bring it down. We're going to bring it down. Okay? So now switch legs. Okay? You're going to bring this up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the next thing that we're going to do is a posture stretch. Okay? And this time you actually do want to pull your shoulders all the way back so you will be able to feel your shoulder blades. Okay? You're going to make sure you're sitting up tall. Place your arms by your side.
I'm going to do this with you.
And we are going to make sure you are squeezing your shoulder blades. So you're going to feel it right at the back. And in doing that, you're going to tilt your head up. Okay? So we're going to do this for 10 seconds. Okay? I want you to see how it feels rather than just your regular posture. Your shoulders back and your head up. And your palms are going to be facing forward with your arms by your side. Okay? So we're going to pull our shoulder blades together. We're going to lean our head back. We're going to do this for 10 seconds. Okay? So we're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now let's bring it back. So that will feel, it feels kind of tight in your back.
That feels awesome.
It does. Because as many of us know, we spend plenty of time on a computer. And sometimes the tendency is to slump your shoulders or to lean down. I know I am definitely a proponent of it, of when I'm texting. I don't sit up texting just like this. I lean my neck down and just move my thumbs, okay? So that is a good way to not only stretch, but to give you the opposite angle of where your body naturally will take you if you are looking at a computer or you are on the phone quite often, okay? So now we're going to do the shoulder stretch. If everyone has seen this one, we're gonna do the first one. We're gonna do 5 on each arm. So you're going to take one arm, bring it across your body, take the other one, and you're going to hold it just like this. So you're going to feel it right in here. Okay, so we're going to hold this for 5 seconds. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. We're going to let that go. You're welcome to move your arms back and forth. It will stretch it. The point is to get those muscles stretched. Okay, we're going to do opposite arm now. Bring your arm across your body. And if you don't feel comfortable putting it right here, you can always bring it in right at your elbow. Okay, so we're going to hold this for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job, guys. Good job. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to do shoulder rolls. So many people are familiar with it, but I will demo it just in case anyone is not. So shoulder rolls are what you usually do when you feel your back or your shoulders getting a little tight. You're going to roll them forward slowly, and then you're going to roll them back. Okay? So yeah, sitting in a chair all day can cause you to want to stretch your shoulders and your back at the same time. Okay, so we are going to make sure we are sitting up straight, and we are going to roll them forward 5 times. Okay, so just like that. And it doesn't matter if it's slow, just make sure you're completing the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to do together 5 forward and 5 back. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job, guys. Good job. Now you're going to see the opposite reaction of moving backwards. Okay, same idea. You're just going to move it back. Okay, we're going to do that 5 times. All right, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So it will stretch your shoulders, but that is the point. We want to make sure we're nice and stretched and warm. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is a single knee circle. So we're going to do 5 to the left, 5 to the right. Okay. So it will come out to 10 on each leg.
I'm going to show you me doing this. Tell me if I do it wrong.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to pull our leg up. You can use your hands, put them under your lower thigh, okay? And you're going to just move it around. So make sure, there you are. Just move it just like that. Just like that, David. It's perfect. So we're going to do 5 to the left and 5 to the right. I'm going to start with my left leg going left. Okay, so you're going to pull it up slightly. It doesn't have to be high like high knees. It just has to be elevated off the ground. We're going to do 5 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we can put it back down. You will feel it right where your hip is, right in that socket, right there. But the point is to make sure you're stretching and your muscles are warmed up. So now we're going to do 5 to the right. Okay, so you're going to pull your leg up. Always remember, it doesn't have to be far. We're going to do 5 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job, guys. Good job. So now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite leg. So just alternate, okay? Now we're gonna do 5. I'm gonna start with 5 to my left on my right knee, okay? So we're gonna take it slow. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we're going to sit it down because we're going to do the same thing, moving in the opposite direction. If you did the same leg, do that one again, okay? But I'll be doing 5 to my right now. Okay, so we're going to take it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job, guys. Good job. The next thing we're going to do is our cross leg hip stretch. Okay, so you're going to have one foot planted and you're going to put it just like you usually see some people sit. Your ankle is going to be right above your knee. So putting it like you are sitting, like you have plenty of space in whatever venue, just like that. Okay, you're going to put your arms at your hips right here, and you are going to bend until you feel it stretch. That may be a little more, maybe a little bit less for people, but don't overextend yourself, okay? We're going to do that 5 times on each leg. I am starting with my right this time. Whichever leg you want to start with, you are more than welcome to. Okay? So we're going to bend down. Remember to keep your head up. Most likely, you are going to feel the stretch somewhere about halfway down. Okay, and we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go.
A hard one.
It's good. People forget to stretch their hips. You have to. All right, guys. We're going to do the next leg, okay? So bring it right over. It doesn't have to, you don't have to make sure it's completely straight. Just make sure it's in a place that you are comfortable with, okay? Hands on our hips, and we're going to lean down. You are going to be able to feel the stretch, and that is a good thing because stretching helps warm up your body. It helps you get the day moving. Okay, and we're going to bring that back. And we're going to go down one more for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to come back, okay? What is next is our chair-assisted downward dog, okay? So we're going to put our hands, you can put them on where your mouse may not be. So like I have 2 sides on each side of one side on each side of my mouse. And we're going to bend down just like that, okay? And we're gonna hold that for 10, actually. Let's do this for 10, okay? David, you look perfect. I'm going to let you do this one next time. Okay, so we're going to get started. You will bring your head down on this one. Do not try to bring it all the way up because you don't want to strain yourself and you don't want to make yourself uncomfortable. Okay, so you're going to bring your head down. Okay? So is everyone ready? We're going to hold this for 10. All righty. Slowly make our way down. And we're going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pick up slowly. Okay. So you might have felt that one in your back. You might have felt it in your shoulders. But the point is to making sure that your body is getting the stretches that it needs. Okay. So our next one will be our chair assisted calf stretch. Okay. So we are going to make sure everyone knows what the calf stretch is. But if you are standing, just do your regular calf stretch, one foot in front of the other. Make sure it's not too far apart. And you're going to lean down. You might need to scoot back and give yourself a little bit more room. You're going to put one foot in front of the other. And you're going to just lean, making sure that your knee does not go over your toes. That is the important piece of it. Okay. And we're going to lean down. Okay. We're going to hold this on whichever leg for 5 seconds. Okay. So we're going to ease down. And we're going to stretch it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. Looking good, looking good. Now you're going to switch legs. Whichever leg you had in the front will now go to the back, and whichever leg you had at the back will now come to the front. Okay? So we are going to get started. All right, so we're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to do neck stretches. So this right in here, we're going to drop your ear to your right or left shoulder. You're going to bring it back, and we're going to hold it for 10 seconds while we're down there. I am going to go to my left and have my left ear on my left shoulder. And we're going to hold that for 10 seconds, okay? All right, guys, make sure our posture is still where it needs to be. You don't pull your head to your shoulder like this. Just slowly move it down. Okay? And we're going to hold this for 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. And now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side of your neck. So if you went left, you're going to go right. And if you went right, you're going to go left. We're going to hold this for 10 seconds. Okay? So the next thing, we're going to just move it down slowly. And you're going to feel the stretch right in here. Right in here. Okay?
Right
there. We're going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to bring your head back. And next, we are going to do some deep breathing. One last time until we close ourselves out, okay? So make sure your posture is straight. Hands are centered right here. You're sitting at the middle. Make sure your head is straight. And I'll be ready. We're going to do in for 5, out for 5. And we're going to do that 5 times, and then that will be it. Okay? So remember, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay? So. Okay? 4 more times. In. Out. In. Out. 2 more times, guys. 2 more times. In. Out. One more time, guys. In. All right, guys. Well, thank you for letting me lead the class today. It was an absolute pleasure. We hope to see you here again next week. And David has a recipe that I've done before, and it's called a winter crisp. So if you like cranberries, apples, and granola, you will love this. Have a great day, guys. Thank you again.
Leah, thanks for doing this. This recipe, are we going to get a show on this in the future?
I think so. I think that will be a perfect thing, just because now that we're still very much so in February, but it is still winter, and cranberries and apples are both plentiful. So I think we will be able to get this in a recipe next week of it live action. So enjoy your day, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Clemson SNAP-Ed. They're a great program in the state of South Carolina that does this kind of educational stuff, and lucky for us, they've agreed to help us out. Thank you to everybody who participated today. Thank you to Chris with Mobile Mentors. Thank you to Leah for filling in and doing some awesome exercises with us. My name's David. We're Generations Unlimited out of the Gail Reyes Senior Center, the Blackville Senior Center, all in Barnwell County, South Carolina. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any input, if you would like to see something that we're not doing, please let us know. And if we start to get enough people on here at the same time, because we have people come in, but they're not always here at the same time. And so if we can start getting people at the same time, we want to start doing things like bingo, which would be very exciting for us. Next week, we will have a little wellness course added on to the end. So looking forward to that. And now let me go ahead and put this recipe up. Y'all have a wonderful week. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you are interested in getting a COVID-19 test, we do have a little survey set up. We are interested in helping you guys. We are partnering with the state of South Carolina. Take a little picture of this QR code. It'll take you to our survey, and we'll get in touch with you directly, and we'll see what we can do to help. Once again, I'm David, signing off.